Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is RJ. So today, yes, I know we are doing yet another Townstar video, and for those of you that don't play, I am extremely sorry, but Gala Games has just announced that they are introducing something called the Dynamic Star Challenge. Now what this is going to do is up the stakes on completing those daily tasks, and if you don't complete them, you are simply not going to earn your town coin. So keep watching. Okay, and welcome to another video, and remember, if this is your first time visiting my channel and you want to learn more about how to earn cryptocurrency for free, about cloud mining sites, crypto investments and lots of other crypto related stuff, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to tag that notification bell so you're alerted to all my latest content as it comes online. Okay, so yes, we are back in Townstar, but in the very near future, we will be doing videos on the Contract Miner, Roller Coin, and all of those other programs that you absolutely love. But this was basically announced last night, and this is coming into effect, the Dynamic Stars Challenge, after the reset. So basically it is the 1st of March today. If we click on here, you'll see that the reset of the monthly service is going to happen in 2 hours, 28 minutes and 19 seconds. On that reset, we are going to be getting this dynamic challenge. And like I say, what it's going to do is essentially up the stakes when it comes to the daily tasks. Now, the daily tasks right at the moment are basically build up 1,000 star city points, which is that 1,000 there, and then once you've done that, that will allow you to collect your town coin that you will earn from your NFTs. But excuse me, Gala Games has decided that one thing, in the last video I talked about something called Town Power. Well, it appears that they're basically going back to the drawing board after speaking or hearing from a large number of the community, if not all of the community. So they're basically going back to the drawing board on Town Power and gonna basically rejiggle it. You know, it's gonna come back in a slightly different guise as it has been laid out in the paper right now. So that's one good thing, because obviously, as it was, I didn't think it was the best, and I personally didn't think it was actually going to work in the way that they wanted to work. But in the meantime, they've now decided to bring in this dynamic stars. Now, the way this is going to work is each day over the month, you will be required to earn more and more stars. So right now, it's 1,000. If we go into the article here, obviously I will paste the link to this full article in the description. I know I forgot to do it in Town Power, but I will do it in this video, and I will put it into the Town Power as well for those of you that are interested in that. So basically, the way it's going to work is on the first day. So after that reset today, well, actually, I've already claimed mine for the day, so it will probably start tomorrow for me. So the first day you will be required to earn 500 stars. At the moment, we're required to earn 1,000, so 500 is going to be dead easy. The next day you will be required to earn 750 stars. Now this will continue to build until we get to basically the end of the month. And then you will be required to earn 8,000 stars before you will be eligible to earn your town coin. And they also state, should you not complete the daily challenge, so say you've got to, like here, the 13th challenge, which is a requirement of 3,600 stars in that day or in that time, that they give you. If you don't complete that, the next day you will still be on the 13th challenge, so you'll have to do it again. And until you complete that, you do not move on. And the thing is, obviously, if you miss a day, that means that you've missed a payment. So that is not what you want. And what I'm going to show you today is actually a quick little build that you can, it's going to take you only a few hours to build it, but it will allow you to earn the required amount, even up to that 8,000 star challenge in the day, with not too much trouble. It's just a case that obviously every day will take a little longer. So obviously the first few days you'll achieve that in your first sale. But obviously as those days pass and the requirement gets higher and higher, the amount of stars you have to collect to complete that daily task, it's just going to take your town a little longer to earn those stars. But this build I'm going to show you will do it without any sort of problem. The other thing is that this is sort of what the idea is building, not coasting. So what they want is us to spend essentially more time in here. So it says we don't want to encourage players to build an effective town. They simply drop in for a few minutes, take a sale, claim their daily challenge, and we want full stop. We want players to enjoy the game as much as we do, to feel accomplished of building, growing, organising, strategy decisions, blah 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 blah, which I'm happy to do if I want to test a town, or if I've got an idea for a build and I think, yeah, if I do, I've got to do that full build, and then if I try this idea out, I'm hoping that build is then going to produce, say, more uniforms or more wine, because at the end of the day, the people that play this game, we are all constantly trying to optimize our builds. So if I'm coming onto a server, onto the monthly server, and I create a full build, that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out the best way to optimize a build to basically create more of whichever product I'm building, which then will help me in that weekly competition. That is really the end game. The monthly servers are a testing ground. They're a place to practice, test your builds, test your ideas, optimize, so then come the weekly competition, you're ready to rock and roll, and you should definitely get in that top 400. But most of the times, all I want to do is exactly what they're saying they don't want us to do, which is to just have a good build that we can drop in for a short amount of time, use the auto sell script, let it run, get our city stars, claim our town coin, and then log out. That is basically, unless I'm testing something, that is basically all I want to do in the monthly servers. Now, for those of you that obviously are not aware and maybe new to the game, the auto sell script and various scripts are entirely legal. They are allowed. They are not deemed as cheating. I realise that for many of you this might seem of a bit of a foreign concept, because most of these online games do not allow scripts. But basically, to be competitive in this game, when you're in the weekly competitions, you've basically got to allow your computer to run and sell the products 24/7 for an entire week to be competitive, to get into that top 400. So if you're not prepared to do that, I would basically suggest just stick to the monthly servers, do your daily tasks, earn your town coin, and then log out. That is basically what I would say, because the weekly server, the weekly competition, unless you're prepared to run your computer for that length of time, 24/7 for essentially 5 or 6 days, you will not get in that top 400. So it's a waste of electricity, a waste of your time, and therefore I would just say don't worry about it. Just stick to the monthly, earn your town coin. Okay, and obviously for those of you that are not familiar with what Townstar is at all, but think it looks like a fun and interesting way to earn yourself some crypto, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the description to a playlist. Now that playlist contains lots of videos, lots of how-to tutorials, hints, tips, everything that you need to know. And if you go right the way through to the end of this video, that link will be there also, so you can just click straight on it and get watching. And just as an extra little note, to let you know, I've now opened up a Patreon account. Now, this is something you guys have been asking me to do for so long. I've finally done it. The link is in the description. So if you like my channel, you find my content helpful, informative, and enjoyable, and want to give just a little extra to show your appreciation and support me, you can do so right now for as little as $1. Okay, so I'm going to show you a quick build that you can do and use if you just want to claim your town coin. Obviously, with the increased star requirement now, with the dynamic stars, I don't know what you call it, thing, going forward, obviously now, it's not just a case of earning 1,000 stars. It's going to basically increase every day for an entire month. And the thing is if you don't get your build sorted and you don't make that day's requirement in the way of stars, you do not progress on to the next one. Okay, so like I say, by the end of the month, you're going to be required to be earning over 8,000 stars. So 8,000 of your city stars on that day. That's what you're going to need on that day. So what I'm going to show you is a quick build if all you want to do is earn your town coin. So you want to drop in, spend maybe half an hour in here, claim your town coin and log out. This is not going to be a build for the competition. As you can see here, we're still using the same build that I did in my last video, which was talking about town power. Today we're talking about the dynamic stars, and like I say, we're going to use this build. So we've got 5 sheep, we've got 3 troughs, we've got a load of ranchers. Obviously I'm using an NFT wheat stand, but that's why you've got loads of space around here, so you can plant wheat here or here, and then you will need a farm and a silo. I've removed them because I have a wheat stand, but once you've got all that going, you will be able to use this build absolutely no problem. So like I say, you just need to add a few wheat fields, a silo, and a farmer, or a few farmers actually, to speed things up. Then over here in this top right hand corner, we want to remove all these trees. You can see I've already put in my paved road for my my fuel depot. So we're going we've got 800,000, which should be plenty enough to complete this. In fact, what we're going to do, we're just going to put another builder there. Industrial builder, just to try and speed things up. We might even... Where do I want to put another builder? Right, so anyway. If I put that, so I'm going to put a pond there. That's a water pump there. Yeah, that's fine. So terrain, pond, so they'll come out there. We've got Mr. Puddles as well. This is why a lot of people, when Mr. Puddles came out, they said how useless it was, and you know, it was okay for when you were starting a town or something like that. I use Mr. Puddles all the time. I find I use him all the time, because if you've got him, it means that you're not having to use another worker or a rancher or a farmer to go and get water, because Mr. Puddles is going to do it for you. Obviously, I realise, you know, not everybody has one or wants one or can afford one, but I have found him very useful. Not as useful as a wheat stand. You know, I will still stand by that. For me, if you're looking to buy an NFT and you can afford a relatively expensive one, the first one I would go for is a wheat stand. The reason why is it helps massively when it comes to things like uniform builds, anything that you're feeding sheep or chickens for. The wheat stand is just, you just can't beat it. It's just absolutely brilliant. And also you will earn 14 town coin just from that one wheat stand. So obviously it's just benefit after benefit after benefit as far as I'm concerned. But that's just my opinion. There might be other people that say for the same price they prefer a different NFT. Anyway, let's see how we're getting on. So we got 5 out of 10. These guys, that's going to be 7. Mr. Puddles is going to be 8. So we won't be long. So while we're doing, well, actually, I think I can put another builder there. Obviously, these extra builders I'll just get rid of once we've finished here. It's just really to speed things up. Get rid of that. In fact, let's put another builder there as well. Excuse me. Okay, so that is our pond done. So we're going to put a water pump here, water pump there. Move that, yeah. This is what I'm doing now. It's not necessary. It's just I'm just trying to speed this up for you guys. So we're just going to add another lumberjack just to make sure that we got plenty of wood keeping in this store, so we can get our everything built quickly. Okay, so that's one water pump built. Okay, so that should be the next one. Yeah, so scroll down here. Ooh. And we want a refinery there, and we want a refinery. No, there. We want it there. Refinery there. Okay, that's done. Now what we'll do is we'll get rid of these. Terrain, yeah. I haven't clicked on that. Trying to go too fast. I'm trying to go too fast. Here we go. And then if we put a road there, put another wind turbine. Oh, got to click on it. And put another wind turbine there. I'm sort of trying to do this in real time so you guys can actually see how fast it will take. Obviously, you know, you just got to make sure you've got a decent amount of builders. And like I say, this build is going to be able to give you that 8,000 by the end of the month. Like I say, if all you're looking to do is come in here and claim your town coin, and then you want to log out, you know, in the monthly, you're not bothered about actually creating a full build, this little town is going to be perfect just to claim those stars. Okay, so we've got our, so we need a, industrial. Need that there, and we need another one there. Okay, we need a road down to there, and then we need a lumber mill there, but we've got to wait for that road. Lumber mill there. Oops. Lumber mill there. Okay, so that's our first. Oh yeah, for those of you, if you're wondering how to do this, how to tilt, a lot of you new members keep asking me that. Literally just right click your mouse, so the right click button, and then you just move it from side to side and it will rotate your town like that, so you can check if you've got gaps here and there to put things right. So remove that. We need to put a worker house there. And we need to put a warehouse there. Okay, so that's another wind turbine. So we've got 2 wind turbines working at optimal there. We've got our warehouse there. Because this is not a competitive town, in a competitive town I would actually move this fuel tank here and put it right in front of my fuel depot just for speed, but I'm not really bothered because like I say, it's not a competitive town. We're just using this as a means of claiming our TC. Okay, so we're at about 15 minutes now. Just waiting for our lumberjacks. So as we've started to slow down, let's lob another lumberjack in there, and we'll put another one here. Like I say, all these extra stuff you can just delete once you've got this built. Like your builders, you can get rid of those. Your wind turbines, you'll be able to get rid of those. Your extra lumberjacks, you'll be able to get rid of those, which obviously will then bring down the amount of wages you're paying every minute, so obviously that helps. We've got 381, so we're nearly done actually. We're going to get another 45,000 in the bank in just a second from our wool. I mean, obviously, if you wanted to, you could just keep this build exactly how it is. It's just going to take longer to build up those star points. If you don't mind having your PC sort of, I don't know, what's the word, occupied or engaged for a few hours while you're building up your star points, your sheep, your wool is going to give you 240 or 250 star points every 10. But you got to think is by the time you're getting to the end of that month on that 31st challenge, you're looking to get 8,000 star points or over 8,000 star points at 240 every 10. It could take you a while to build that up. So that's the point of doing this build, is it's just going to be a bit faster. Anyway, so we're getting close now. This is so we need one more wood. We're going to start building. In fact, so let's get rid of that. Let's get another lumberjack in there. We need to get this wood. That's sort of why I've got this little wood farm here. I mean, there's loads of, if we scan out, there's loads of wood around here, but having the wood as close as possible to the wood store, obviously it just speeds things up. That, you know, as always, I've said time is everything in this game. And so, you know, if you can make the distance between certain things shorter, that speeds up your town. It speeds up the collection of products. It does everything. You know, if you could, it's like when you're doing the wine builds and stuff like that, and where you place your wineries, and then where you place where they store the wine, and where your glass factory is for them to collect wine bottles and all that kind of stuff. You're basically trying to get it all as close as possible to cut down travel time, you know, with your workers collecting things and then taking them back to where they need them and stuff like that. If you can cut that time down, it's going to speed up your town, and speeding up your town is then going to increase your productivity, which is what this game is all about. I could probably actually do with a second worker. I can get rid of that now. Did we collect it? Oh no, we haven't collected it, did we? It's silly. Right, we've collected that now, so we can send that back to its little store place. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another factory worker there to try and speed up the collection of excuse me, collection of electricity, which obviously then in turn the builders will use. So okay, so we've got 5 energy there, we've got no energy there, because once they have both got all their energy, I can then turn on my lumber mill, because my lumber mill is then going to start needing energy because the power stations are not running at the moment. But I don't want my lumber mill guy taking electricity from the warehouse while I still need it to create my or to get my power station up and running. So that's what we've got to wait for. That's why we've put the second worker in there. I was about to say our gasoline will then be up and running and stuff like that. The reason why, obviously, in the last video, the reason why I didn't have a fuel dump was basically because of the airplane fuel drops. But to do this build, for me to show you this build, we do need to have fuel. Okay, so anyway, what I was saying is I was about to say that the gasoline will be being made passively, but it won't, because I actually don't have any. I actually don't have any oil pumps at the moment, so we need to get a couple of oil pumps in there. So what we're going to do is we can remove that one. In fact, actually, we'll remove that one. Let's have a look. Yeah, we'll remove that one. Remove that one. Put a road there. Terrain. And then we're going to put a fuel pump there. or an oil pump, should I say, not a fuel pump. I do refer to them as fuel pumps quite often, but they're oil pumps. So we'll get rid of that. Put another oil pump there. So, I mean, the reason why we put them there is because they're right next to the fuel depot, and then obviously that again saves time. We've only got one builder now, so we're gonna stick a builder there. In fact, that's a stupid place to put it. Well, anyway, put a builder there. Excuse me. Oh yeah. We got 5. Yay, we got 5 now. Okay, so we can turn him on. He can go off and get right, that's one oil pump going. We've got our, you see the good thing now, you see, I know I've probably mentioned this in many videos, but your lumberjacks, when they're not busy filling up your sheep pens with logs, they will start to deliver lumber directly to your lumber mill. So obviously that speeds that up as well. Okay, so we've got our 2 builders. Okay, you see these guys, they're all holding logs. The last one's been put in the sheep pen. So now what they're going to do is going to deliver that to your lumber mill. So obviously that, like I say, it just speeds things up. I mean, the big problem we have is that our lumber here is going to start getting filled up, I think. Right, they've got, so he just needs his 2 energy. So we still got 365,000, which is absolutely plenty. We have 20 wool waiting because obviously we don't have any fuel at the moment. Yeah, you see, that's what the problem was. You see, I've just lost a piece of lumber because our lumber. Our wood shed was full and I hadn't spotted it, so that was just wasted, unfortunately. So what we'll do is we'll temporarily put a woodshed just in here. It only costs like 5,000. Just stick that there, and then that's the builders will collect the lumber from there. But we do need to keep an eye on that because, like I say, it is just a waste. And you know, if you walk off and you've not realised that, you could come back an hour later and you've still not got your power stations ready because basically the lumber is just being thrown away because your woodshed's full. So it's all this stuff you have to be mindful of. You know, I mean, that's why they put giant red exclamation marks like this here. That's where we store the wood. It's got a big exclamation mark above it saying that it's full. So do something about it. Sell some. We will be there. We will get there shortly. Okay, so this one. See, this is your this is where is the then obviously the overflow will then start getting put into this woodshed. So you, like I say, you got to keep an eye on it. Right, there you go. So that's our first piece. It should have been obviously our second. And our builder will pop out and collect that and then add that to our one of our power stations. So back here, we actually want to add another lumber mill, which you'll see why in a bit. But we won't activate that until your power stations are sorted. We won't activate that. Although I might. It might just speed things up. Okay, so we've got 2 wood in there now. I mean, obviously, if you do find it getting full, and you can just literally flush it, so you can just flush it like that. Yes, that is now empty, but you've still got 8 over in this one, which is completely fine. Oh, there we go. So there's our fuel. That's nice. So our truck will dash off and sell 2 lots of wool. So that gives us what's that, 90 odd thousand. So that takes us back up to nearly 400,000. So that's cool. All helps. Okay, so you can see here we have our power stations running, and the great thing with that now is that the 2 lumber mills no longer require the batteries. So the energy being produced by your wind turbines is no longer required by your lumber mills, and it won't be required now by your refineries or power stations, so we can get them running. We've also got some oil in hand, so we make this one into petroleum, and then we set this one as gasoline, and then so now the batteries or the energy that's being produced from the wind turbines will get stored up in the warehouse, which is what we need to then build the next stage. Oh yes, this one's just made a battery. So remember, as I forgot, to turn off your power stations. We might as well take this as this is basically produced a battery now. So we might as well just allow it to do its thing. Then we'll stop it. And the reason why we do this, I actually had this question the other day, is basically if you allow those to run, it will use, or is required to use, 2 crude oil to make those batteries. So that means if it's using that crude oil is not then going to produce in petroleum, which you need for gasoline. So that's why you turn off your power station workers so they don't use the crude oil, but the power stations will still give passive power to anything within that small area. So like I say, if you turn that off, don't worry, you're still going to give power to your lumber mills. You're still giving power to your refineries because they get it passively by being in that vicinity. Okay, so we need to get rid of our worker, and then what we're going to do here is we're going to put a fabric plant. Okay, so we've already got 3 energy. So again, your power stations will be giving passive energy to your to your fabric plants. So there's no worry about that. Obviously your workers will still need to put 2 batteries in there, but the fabric plant itself will work fine without any extra batteries because it's getting passive power from your power stations. Okay, so if we just let's just put a road there. It's just put a bit of terrain there, and then I can put a builder there. Oh yeah, why have I put a road there? I don't need a road there, do I? Builders you can put anywhere. I don't know why I did that. And then we can just put another builder there then. It's just, again, it's just to speed things up. Turn them around so they're facing the right way. There you go. Okay, so we've got 4 lumber. We only need 2 more for that, and then what we'll have to do is turn off these lumber mills, and then in fact I tell you what we're going to do as well is we're going to get rid of this worker, remove him, and then we're going to put, no, we're not quite got the money yet, but we will be putting another fabric plant just there, we've got a worker here and one worker collecting the batteries because we've got these power stations is fine. You won't need any more than one, so you can get rid of that. And like I say, it's only really to build these fabric plants, and then once you've done that, you can then start sort of getting rid of stuff. I was saying that you could get rid of your lumberjacks, but you can't, because you'll actually need your lumberjacks to supply wood to your sheep, but to also supply wood to your lumber mills. So you will need to keep them. You might even need to add a few just to sort of speed things up a little. I mean, you've got tons of trees, so if you add, I mean, we can put a terrain there, so we can put a road there. Like I say, it doesn't need to be pretty. This is something, you know, you got to you're not got to worry about with this, because you're only using this to claim your TC. And we're going to put another one there. That there, get rid of that. 15,000. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. And then we're going to put another one there, and it should just have plenty there. You should have plenty of lumberjacks there to do what you want. And then what we're going to be doing with these two fabric plants is making wool yarn. So obviously we're getting wool from our sheep, we're getting lumber from our lumber mills, and then our fabric plants will turn this into wool yarn. The reason why I'm picking that, obviously a lot of people go, oh yeah, but if you do a full thing and do uniforms, then that's going to give you 5,000 star points for every 10. Yes, it does, but it takes a lot longer, and wool yarn will give you 2,250, I believe. So you're saving time, and yes, it will take a little longer to gain your stars with it, but I think just going to wool yarn and with a little build like this and not really going any further, I think is fine. So it's 275,000, so we can stick another fabric plant just there. If you wanted, you could actually get rid of this lumber mill and put another fabric plant there. So you could have 3 fabric plants, which would speed things up a little. Okay, so that's that done. So that's the second one done. So we make with that. Right, so we don't need any more energy, so we can get rid of these. So we can remove them, because we've got 10 energy. Even if I want to build another fabric plant, which I'm umming and ahhing about, it I think if I take that out and put a fabric plant in there, then you see you'll have 3 making wool yarn, which obviously the point with it is you're just trying to basically make them city stars as fast as possible. So yeah, so I'm going to remove that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to pause this and we're going to come back. Okay guys, so thanks for hanging around. Here we are. We're just in the process of building our final fabric plant. So we need 2 lumber, 1 wood, 1 energy, and it will be complete. You'll see that I actually shut these 2 fabric plants down. The reason for that is because they were basically taking all the wool, and I needed to sell the wool to raise the money for the final fabric plant. But once obviously that's done, we're going to get all these 3 up and running. You can see we've already got 4 wool yarn ready to go. We only need 10, and that'll be our first sale. And the thing is as well, that's going to give you a serious amount of money, but it's also going to bring you over 2,000 game stars or city stars. And like I say, at the beginning, your first day, you know, if you get this little town up and running, like I say, it's not a competition town. It is purely for those people that just want to come in to your monthly server and earn your town coin. This is, I mean, with your first sale, that'll be it. You'll be done, because I think on the first day the required amount of stars is like 250 or 300 or something like that. So yeah, that's going to take you, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes and you'll be done. You can log out, off you go, and finish off your day doing whatever you want. But obviously, as the days progress and we're getting closer and closer to that final 31st daily task, which is a requirement of over 8,000 city stars, it's just going to go through that with no problem. Obviously, each day it's going to take a little longer, but you're not going to have to change this build to claim those stars. Or like I say, all it will be is the time to build those stars will take a little longer. Okay, so where are we at? We've just sold another wool. We're up to 81,000. We need one lumber, and then that'll be it. So these guys have got one each. Obviously, we only need one. So as they're pretty much done, we can set this going. We can set that going. We can turn our lumber mill back on. So we've got 3 fabric plants. Obviously each one is making wool yarn, and then we've got plenty of lumberjacks. We've got our sheep here, and we've got plenty of wood. Okay, so you can see that we're getting pretty low on our cash, but we are about to get our final and 10th wool yarn. There it goes, just in our warehouse. So that's gonna get sent out for dispatch. There you go. And we're gonna earn our, I can't even remember how much it is that we earn from that, but we are gonna earn our 2,250 city points. Now, a couple of things I changed since the last time we were looking at this before I paused it. I replaced the woodshed, standard woodshed, with a lumber yard, lumber yard here. The reason why I've put it here and only got the small one there is because I actually want that to get filled up with logs. So then what that does is the lumber mill guy will put his lumber in here, which is then closer to the fabric factories. So that helps speed up their getting of their lumber. I got rid of 2 lumberjacks and replaced them with 2 ranch hands. Now we've got 9 seconds. Obviously everybody's gone to sleep now because we've ran out of money, but we've got 5 seconds. We're going to get a big payoff, and you're going to see those 2,250. There you go. So we've got fit up to 15,000 city points now. We've got 200 excuse me $242,000 dollars in the bank. Everyone goes back to work, and that's it. You can now just allow that to run. Obviously make sure that your auto sell script is set up in Tampa Monkey to sell your wool yarn. For those of you that are not sure and have contacted me, other people that have contacted me about this, when you type in the word wool yarn into your auto sell script, anything you type in here has to have a capital letter at the beginning. But wool yarn, because it's 2 words, you have wool, capital WOOL underscore capital YARN. That is how you put your wool yarn into the script. If you do it in any other way, it will not sell. So like I say, everything is ready to go, or is going. We can now get rid of all our builders. We've got rid of everything else that we needed to, and this will now just run. So it will just run happily. You can see we've got plenty of fuel there. Your fabric plants will start collecting the wool, building up and creating your fabric yarn. And once you get to 10, your auto sell script will sell it. You'll claim another 2,250 city points. You'll get over another 2,000 odd dollars, and that your town will happily run. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. I hope you found it helpful and informative. And if you are interested in that earlier playlist that I talked about, it's probably on your screen right now. So get clicking and get watching. And if you could smash that like button, really supports my channel, which then helps me bring more content to you. So take care, have a great rest of your week, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.